Hi everybody, thanks for joining Create with Dee. Today we're going to be making the Hamburger Box die. We're going to be making this sample here in Lost Lagoon. And when you open it up, you've got a little banner on the top, and then in this case I've got some yogurt raisins that's filling it. And the box is so fun to make. Just wanted to show you this one that I previously made. It's got some Hershey's Nuggets in it. Looks like that you can fit about 4. But today we're going to concentrate on making this cute little sample here. Let's go to the Big Shot and see what this looks like. So in order to make this box out of the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, I cut the main box image paper to 5.5 by 9.5, and then use the extra pieces that are left over from the cardstock to cut down into size to fit the other 2 images on the end. You will need to get the extended acrylic cutting pads for this size die. It is again the extra large, and so a standing cutting plate will not be big enough for the die. So you will, if you don't already, you will have to get the extended extended acrylic plates for this to go through. So when you're done, these are the pieces that you're going to get. You can use these, or actually, as you can tell, you wouldn't even have to have those. And this is how the box die comes out. To assemble your box, you're going to need your paper piercer, some glue dots, and your paper snips. And what I found was that like so many others that expressed frustration when they first assembled their box, I was trying to follow these instructions. On the corners here, you'll see there's 3 little score lines, and the instructions say to Mountain Valley fold those. What's going to be the easiest of all times, everybody, is just to take your paper snips, and we're going to cut on one of the score lines. It's going to so end all of your frustrations if you do that. There's other tips on that you'll find on YouTube, but for me, what I like to do is, like, here's the square. I like to cut the one that's closest to the square and the flap. I think it's a personal preference. Find out whichever one works for you. So I like to cut that one. Then over on this side, the other. Come in here, and then again, it's the one closest to the flap. And so then that's my flap side. Going to come over here again, closest to the flap on the side. Here's my rectangle and the flap. Same thing on this one. Because you guys know how when we put boxes together, you always have that tab that you cut in when you start out with a piece. It's that same idea. Okay, so now we've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cuts. And we're so ready. Just those simple 6 cuts are going to make our lives so much better. So now with our handy dandy bone folder, it's time to, start putting this all together. So what I like to do first is just, hand fold these score lines. And that includes these little triangle flaps here that we just made. So, go ahead and fold those. And there's quite a few fold lines to this project. So again, I kind of like to get it started first with my hands. Sorry, I had that a little too close to the camera. Sorry that it was out of focus, if it was. So again, lots of little flaps. And this one has an angle I want to make sure I get good. Okay, I think I got them all, almost. Nope. See, lots and lots of little fold lines. Just keep working your way around your box. Okay, see how it's you can start seeing the shape already. Now that we've got kind of that first fold, now I'm going to go back through it with my bone folder and really get nice crisp edges. Okay, so work your way all around now that you've got you've got it kind of going where you need it to go. I don't know why I like to do it first with my fingers, like to finger press the folds and then come back through. I think it just, I just make sure I know where my fold lines are at first. And then it just helps it reinforce the groove on it. You can so make this box with designer series paper. You'll want to watch how much that you actually, fold and fold and fold it, simply because designer paper is not as strong as cardstock. It's really pretty. You can get some really pretty boxes out of it. But, you just want to be careful not to overplay designer paper. Again, with cardstock, you won't have that trouble. Okay, so now what I want to do is with all of these little fold lines, or these little tabs, I'm going to push all of the tabs inward. And all of these tabs that we're going to push in are going to get a mini glue dot on it. Alrighty? Now, the first time I made this, I used sticky strip, and it was, it was nice. But oh my gosh, you guys, talk about like trying to peel sticky strip off of these little tiny things. And then my teammate Summer said, oh, I tried a glue dot and it worked just fine and my box is going great. So I'm like, oh, Summer, of course, you're a genius. So we're going to put mini glue dots on each one of these flaps. I'll go ahead and pause it so you don't have to watch me do, each and every one of them. And I'll be back when I have them all done. I have mini glue dots on everything now. And this part of the box here, where it has these funky little spaceship looking tabs, that's actually going to be the bottom of the box. That's going to be this part of it here. And what I like to do is put 2 mini glue dots on that side, just because it's a little bigger tab. Okay, so now let's go ahead and we'll put our, fold up the box. So we want to line up our edges, kind of pinch those mini glue dots. So just line up where those seams come together. And again, this bottom here, these little tabs are going to extend out, and that's the look we want. Oh my goodness, again, so much easier with making that cut line. And then it assembles like any other box that we would assemble. Making sure that we line up the edges. I'll have to show you what my first one looked like. It was kind of funny. And when I put that together, my first one, I was like, well, this is going to be, okay. I probably won't ever show it on a video or show my customers, because it would just be a little too frustrating to even try. But then I saw somebody said, oh, just cut the fold line. I'm like, ideal. Yay, it's done. Super cute and super fast, really. So then the last step that we want to do is taking our paper piercer, and this one has a bonus glue dot on it yet. In here where these little tabs are going to go through, we want to widen that slit just a little bit. So I'm going to take my paper piercer and just make a couple of notches up and down, or a couple of, what do I want to say, passes, just to open up that opening, so that when we close our box, whoops, I've got this upside down here, but that's how I can get it to work in here the first time. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, so that's the basic assembly. Please stay with me as we decorate for the second half of the video our new hamburger box. Okay, if you'd like to have this little banner on the inside with the white baker's twine, and who wouldn't? It's so stinking cute. Love it, love it, love it. How to get that is, do not put your mini glue dots on the top flap sections here just yet. I went ahead and took mine off. I carefully removed it so I could get, put my string in. So I'm going to take the baker's twine and put it in the seam here, you know, so that it's again, that it's on the flap. Now I'm ready to put our mini glue dots on it. On my paper piercer. So this would be a little bit, you know, of a different step. You'd put all of your tabs and sides together, saving the top lid for last so that you could add your baker's twine all the way through it. So I'm going to add my mini glue dots now. Alrighty, so now that my baker's twine, whoops, the mini glue dot's sticking to my nail polish right there. Get off, there we go. Alright, so you just want to make sure that you have the baker's twine in between the tabs when you seal it. Okay, it doesn't have to be on the glue dot, you just need to have that string in there, kind of in between the fold lines. There we go. And re-seal those lids. Now I've got my baker's twine sandwiched between the tabs. Whoops. It's not looking the prettiest since I undid it, but I don't think anybody will really notice. And we'll go from there. So what you'll want to do is, I found that just starting with tying a knot up in the corner, again the string on the bottom is going to be a little loose, but tying a knot, that's going to allow you to make your bow just a little easier. Okay, so we'll do that. So however you'd like your little baker's twine bow to look. And then I stamped and trimmed out the image here from Num Num. Now this image does fit perfectly on this die cut out here from our Hamburger Box. And sometimes it's a challenge to stamp it right on it after it's die cut, but because there's not too many curves, I just find that hand trimming it out works better for me. And then I've punched a hole through it using my paper piercer. You could also use the 1/8 or 1/16 inch handheld punch. I had my my little paper piercer handy, so that's what I used. And off camera, I'm going to lick that and thread it through so you don't have to see me lick it. Alrighty, so we're all set to decorate the top of the box. And what I did is I cut a piece of Whisper White. This is cut at 2.5 by 2 1/8, and a piece of 2014-2016 In Color Designer Series paper stack at 2 3/8 by 2. So we'll get those layered together. So a little snail adhesive. Gives it a nice little matte look to it. Once you get the hang of this, you know, you will be able to decorate the sections before the box is assembled. As you know, it's always a little easier to do it that way. And then I've taken my Lost Lagoon ink and stamped images with the Starburst stains, and then took the coordinating framelit die, the Starburst framelits, and made us some sentiments to put on our treat box. Take the 1 1/4 inch scallop circle punch, and we'll pop up the sentiment on the top. And of course, we can use all of the edges of our Stampin' Dimensionals to do that. So use up every little part of those Stampin' Dimensionals. And we'll get that popped up. So cute. And the back side as well. So again, I'm going to use up all those little sections. They're wonderful. And we'll have a little celebrate on the top lid. Isn't that so cute when they all color coordinates? Love it. So then for the inside, I'm just going to use snail adhesive. So now when they open up the lid, you know, again, they've got more surprises to read and interact with. And then from that same strip of designer series that I cut to use the lid design, I cut maybe about 1 inch by 3 inch of designer series paper pack and folded them in half. And I'm going to get our banner punch, and we can slide those in to make our little hang banners. But what we want to do is not cut it all the way or punch it. See how you can see the fold line there? That's what we want in order to make our banners so that we can hang them. So when we do that and punch, we've got this cute little banner that will drape over our string. So again, it's folded in half. Let's get out the extra. Folded it in half. This is the fold line. And then bring it in. Make sure that the fold is inside of the banner where you can see it, and punch. And do that one more time. Kind of a nice little trick. It'll drape over your baker's twine that you have. And one more time. You can pick any of the designer paper out of the stack that you want. I just used more of the same of the strip because it is two-sided, so you get that. And then all that you have to do is just drape it over your string that you have there, and you can position it with mini glue dots. And you also hold those the banners together with a mini glue dot. I'll do one of those. So I put the string through it so that it's on there. Mini glue dot. This will be my center one. And it stays in place. So cute. And you can adjust the string and then again use the mini glue dot to keep one of them in place. Fill it with your favorite treats or the treat of who you're giving it to, and you've got a cute little decorated hamburger box. Thanks for watching, everybody, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.